Well, it is 7:14 a.m. I'm out here right near the trailhead for North Shore, and we're about to go give the Vitus its first ride. Looking forward to this. We'll see how it goes. Next time I get back on here, I should have a overview of what I thought of it and how it rode. Well, so far did the first half of the trail. It's at North Shore, which is one of the more technical trails around here. Bike did awesome so far. No major issues with it. Probably gonna make a couple little air pressure tweaks to the rear shock and maybe a rebound. And I've got tubes in here, so I've been kind of going a little easy on some of the ledges, but seems to be taking all those in stride with no major issues. The fork seems to be dialed right from the garage. I got that one right, but I had a Pike before, so I was able to just mimic that. The rear is a different suspension setup, so that's going to take a little bit of play. But other than that, I'll see you at the end and meet back in the garage. See ya. All right, so it is the 4th of July evening, and as promised, I wanted to go over my first test and overview of the Vitus Escarpe and what I thought of it and how it rode. I've got some notes here to go over: the good, the bad, some of the indifferent or the things I haven't really made a decision on, but I'll just need to do further testing. And then I have some comparisons in the geometry from what I noted compared to the other bikes to kind of substantiate some of my thoughts. Start with the bad, I guess, or the negatives. So this bike has a little bit longer wheelbase and longer chainstay length than my last bike, which was also a 27.5 bike, so that's to be expected. But this one was about 15 millimeters longer. It has a 450 millimeter chainstay, and my last bike was a Coleman Salametta AM V4, and it had a 437 chainstay length. And I did notice that on the ride. On some of the downward facing ledges or stair step type ledges, it was apparent when you just try to yank up on the front end a little bit and just kind of wheelie drop off that. It was a little more hesitant to do that. Nothing major, but it was definitely there. I did notice it. Second thing, and this is more just due to my background, this is my first Shimano bike in probably 15 years, and I'm not a huge fan of the trigger shifter layout on here. It kind of feels cramped up with my fingers. And man, the upshifting trigger, the old school way is downshift with your thumb, upshift with your finger in push-pull fashion. The way this thing is shaped now, you cannot pull. Luckily, they have gone to a thumb style actuation like SRAM, and that's the only way that I was able to use it. You just don't have enough room in there to do pulling with the trigger finger, which is fine. That's just a matter of preference. And then the other last item with the Shimano group is I just feel like the cassette, the ramps don't feel quite as strong or as aggressive as they are on a SRAM cassette. And that was just apparent when you're just kind of power shifting and upshifting, or actually downshifting, moving up through the cassette, but downshifting gear ratio wise, that I just didn't feel that there was a little bit, or I felt there was more hesitation than on my SRAM 11-speed stuff that I was used to. Other than that, those were the three main things that I noted, two of those being just component choices, and the only thing that's bike-wise was the geometry changes, and that is just going to take some getting used to. On the good side, this thing is silent. I mean, stealth bomber silent. I love that about a bike, and this thing is incredible. I was a little worried being an aluminum frame, but holy crap, this is awesome. I could not hear anything except for the cassette clicking, or the rear hub clicking, and the tires, which is awesome. I love that. Anybody that rides me knows how much I geek out over a silent bike, and this thing does it. Okay, so the next thing was that I noted that it were minimal pedal strikes, and I don't know if this is a combination of the fact that it's larger wheels, larger tire height, bottom bracket drop, bottom bracket height, but overall, I just noticed that there were less pedal strikes than my last bike, which is great. So that's a definite plus. You can see on the crank arms, there's no marks on the bottom of them, which is definitely cool. So I didn't have to do any half pedals or reconnect clocking or crank arms, which I did on my last bike. I love the low rise 10mm rise bar, coupled with the width of the bars at 780. So this cockpit was set up great for me. I really like this. The stack height is nice and low. I may change this a little bit here and there, but overall the front end it is low enough where it counteracts the taller 29-inch wheel, so it's able to get in a good climbing position. Overall, the climbing position, coupled the cockpit, like I was saying, coupled with the seat-tube angle, felt good. I think this is a 73 or 74 degree seat-tube angle, which is very similar to my last bike. So I felt comfortable on this bike right from the get-go and was able to clear all the big climbs out at North Shore. And then overall, the bike just felt smooth and comfortable, and like, you know, I was just comfortable, and it didn't have any weird quirks or nothing really jumped out at me. And that's exemplified by the fact that it has tubes in it. I didn't get a chance to change over to tubeless. North Shore's a rocky trail, but had no issues with pinch flats. Didn't get any flats, no even indications of tires getting pinched or the rims getting bottomed out. So the bike itself just overall felt smooth and felt really good with my style of riding. So the things that I'm undecided on, just haven't had enough ride time on to really form an opinion, will be the tires themselves. I think I like them. I just want to get more miles on them. And then the wheels. I'm coming from 27.5 NV M70s going to these. Obviously, it's a big change there. 28 versus 32 in my last wheel set, and obviously changes the carbon to aluminum. These felt fine. Nothing really jumped out at me, but I just want to get more miles on them before I really kind of form my final decision on that. And that's it. The bike is super impressive. I am blown away with it. I love this thing already. I can tell that I'm going to get along with it really well. Can't wait to take it to Eureka Springs this month in a couple weeks for some more riding out there. So stay tuned. I think I'm going to do another video that'll go over my hardcore geeky nerd out settings of the fork air pressures and how many tokens I've got and where my clickers are set at, and the rear air pressure, tire pressures, angles of all this crap, all that sort of stuff, and just kind of let everyone know what my final settings were on everything, and then you can suit yourself and see if that works for you, or change it up, or make recommendations for me if you guys have other settings that you may find work well for you. I'm up for it. All right, thanks.